What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, admittedly, and as I've said in a couple of videos here recently, Deadpool 3 is definitely shaping up to be the new multiverse of madness, at least during the rumor mill leading up to the film, where the amount of cameos they've now reported are in this thing sorta has me worried that it might be overstacked. That being said, the cameo reports haven't stopped, and now one of the earliest rumors we had, Chris Evans' next appearance in the MCU, has been corroborated by a new industry insider. No, it won't be as Captain America. We're going to break down this latest rumor, where it originated from months ago, and how many cameos that now marks in Deadpool 3, a film that looks to recanonize all of the existing and previous Marvel Studio universes before the MCU. But first, I want to tell you about my friends over at comicbookdirect.com. If you guys are like me, reading comics was one of my favorite parts of the whole comic fandom, and especially when I was a kid. But at some point, as I grew up, going to the comic shop became less and less, to the point where it wasn't something I did anymore, and thusly, I haven't read comics in a while. But that's where comicbookdirect.com comes in, and they have solved that problem for me, put the joy of reading comics back into my life, and they can do the same for you. Comicbookdirect.com has everything you would expect to find at a comic store. Comics, mangas, collectibles, figurines. They've also got Funko Pops, and if you should sign up right now using the link that's down in the description or comments, not only will you get 20% off your future orders by being a member, you'll also be entered to win their weekly Funko giveaway. On top of that, comicbookdirect.com has some awesome features for comic book readers, including allowing you to subscribe to an entire run. So again, you don't have to go to the comic store every week. The books come directly to you. Again, use the link down in the description and comments with code EVERYTHINGALWAYS. When you sign up, you'll get 20% off future orders, as well as be entered to win their weekly Funko giveaway that they're running during the entirety of Secret Invasion. Again, that's comicbookdirect.com. Okay, so for the record, and as I mentioned briefly during the prologue, there's actually some fun tie-in and context here from a scoop that predates anything we've heard recently. 7 months ago, all the way back on November 10th, and coming just days and weeks after Ryan Reynolds officially confirmed Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine, one of the most trusted industry insiders in Daniel RPK indicated via his Patreon that not only would Deadpool 3 see Owen Wilson reprising his role as Agent Mobius and have what he referred to as then a quote-unquote major role, but that the film would also visit the old Fox X-Men universes as well as the old Fox Fantastic Four 2005 universe. Now, obviously, we were still speculating back then about what the plot might be. We still hadn't heard of this Magneto Ultimatum storyline, or even Deadpool and Wolverine kill off all of the old Fox X-Men and Fox Fantastic Four characters, but at the time, we immediately speculated that Chris Evans might be amongst them, and if you're familiar with some of his interviews, when he's been asked about returning as Captain America, he actually joked in one of them that it would be an easier sell to get him to come back as Human Torch instead of Cap. Well, it turns out a month later, Giant Freaking Robot would release this scoop. Exclusive: Chris Evans in talks for Deadpool 3 as Human Torch, where they go on to report, quote, Chris Evans was recently interviewed about his involvement with the MCU, and specifically if he would ever be up for returning as Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch. Well, our trusted and proven sources can report that Chris Evans is currently in talks to return as Human Torch in Deadpool 3, and keep in mind, while this article was from 6 months ago and long before Patrick Stewart would ever confirm him and Sir Ian McKellen coming back, the article also indicated that possible cameos would include Howard the Duck, Anna Paquin as Rogue, and even Jonathan Majors and Tom Hiddleston as Kang and Loki, respectively. Now, while we have gotten a ton of corroborations of a lot of the X-Men characters, those names specifically we haven't heard and are still waiting to hear from separate sources if any of them come true. But in the last 48 hours, we've now had 2 industry insiders weigh in on the Fantastic Four cameos. First, coming from Alex Perez over at the Cosmic Circus, also a bit of a Twitter scoopster, tweeted out a tweet indicating that Chris Evans was indeed going to be a part of Deadpool 3, presumably as the Human Torch, as Giant Freaking Robot had reported. We also have an industry insider in My Time to Shine Hello indicating that Jessica Alba was back for her version of Invisible Woman and Sue Storm. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Are they bringing them all back for Secret Wars? And there was a part of me who at least thought part of the cameos were motivated by that, and I still think that they are. So when we do get our version of Secret Wars portal scene, whatever that will end up looking like, when some of these characters do show up for that final battle, we'll have seen them real recently, and even if you weren't a stan of the old Fox X-Men characters, or if you're too young to remember them, you'll have some point of reference in the MCU and in the last couple of years. But I also think there's a real likely possibility, considering some of the plot leaks and rumors we've heard since then in the lightest of spoiler warnings, that this movie truly is going to be a Deadpool kills the Fox universe, sort of cleaning it up for the TVA, especially if you haven't heard the latest plot leaks and rumors, which I will go ahead and make sure to link some of them down in the description if you guys want to listen to those. In the meantime, I think bringing back Chris Evans, the real capital there is to do it as either an old man Cap or a different version of Captain America. So while I fully suspect that that's where the MCU is going with that, and when and if they cash that in either in a Nomad project or something else we've talked about here at the channel, it'll be the comeback you expect it to be. But I also suspect that this cameo right here and a lot of these cameos are most likely just expensive cannon fodder, basically characters in order for them to kill off as soon as they're introduced. And yes, again, if they come pouring out of a portal in the Avengers Secret Wars scene, whatever that ends up being, we'll know where they came from. There'll be a point of reference, but in the meantime, it's just super expensive and very cool characters for Marvel to kill off, for Deadpool to go along with Wolverine and try to clean up. What I will also mention, though, is that considering in Avengers Endgame, we had Chris Evans versus Chris Evans, Captain America versus Captain America, it might be Marvel's ultimate plan to actually key in on where characters have played two different roles, and perhaps during Avengers Secret Wars, we will get to see the ultimate Chris Evans crossover scene where he plays both Cap and Human Torch, and they get to interact, fight alongside each other. Man, I mean, that's honestly what it feels like they're trying to do, but I suspect that to be a different version from across the multiverse. Again, a lot of these, because I also suspect Deadpool and Wolverine to basically kill them all one by one as they're introduced. And hey, that wouldn't be too far from the plot of Deadpool 2. Remember, he introduced the X-Force in the beginning of Act 2 just to kill them off before Act 3 ever began. But guys, let me know all your thoughts down below, how hype you would be for Chris Evans' Human Torch cameo, if you agree that they're probably all gonna die, and would you even want to see Chris Evans Cap alongside Chris Evans Human Torch in Secret Wars? Is that a thing? Let me know all your thoughts down below. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Alright, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s here at the channel. The next one is right around the corner, literally less than 4 weeks away to coincide with the finale of Secret Invasion. If you want to be entered to win, it is super simple, and all the same rules will always apply for the giveaways. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at @I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name All Fires and Wall. I sincerely appreciate you checking my original music out. Thanks for checking this channel out. See you guys for the watch party, or before then, stick around. We'll be posting again real soon. Also have a great 4th of July weekend. I know a lot of you are traveling. Be safe, have fun. Remember, don't drink and drive. I hope you guys have a great time. I'll talk to you later. Peace.